very much, everyone. It's really an honor to be here, and I know I've got 20 minutes, so I'll try and keep to time. I'm not going to bore you with a presentation. I'm more of an interactive person. So I have the prerogative to pick on any name in front of me. I might just ask you a question. So just please bear with me on that. And don't be shy. Trust me. This is not a forum for us being shy. It's all about us engaging with one another. So if you may, let's see, which name should I pick up now? Jemima, can you hear us? Jemima too.
Yeah, I can.
All right, tell me what you do.
Well, I'm a recent graduate from York
Okay.
St. John's University. Yeah, currently looking for a job as a physio assistant, but yeah, that's about it, to be fair.
What did you study?
I studied sport and exercise therapy.
Okay, and how long did that take you?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
So alongside your educational experience, what jobs did you do alongside that? Don't be shy, just share it.
I was a carer for a period of time. And then I started up my YouTube channel. That's about it.
Okay, great. So YouTube channel, what's the YouTube channel about?
I put my recipes on there and sometimes I vlog.
Okay, that's good. Thank you very much for sharing that. Now, what I'm going to do is to talk about, I call it double E's, right? Education and experience. We all go through the academia in one way or the other, whether you're in college, whether you're in university, but there's some sort of educational journey that everyone undertakes. And, you know, when we go into uni, whether it's law, whether it's one of the sciences or social sciences, we have a focus of what our end game is, okay? And leading us on to the end game, I'll pick on someone. Moji 3, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Tell me a bit about you.
I currently work as a process engineer, and yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
So you've got a job, right?
Yeah.
All right, great. Scrap that. I want somebody who hasn't got a job, who's on here. Just shout out your name. Anyone? Come on, don't be shy. Who doesn't have a job? Who's looking for a job?
Hi, can you hear me?
Okay, Prince, yes.
Yeah. So basically I'm a second year student studying computer science.
Okay. So when are you gonna finish that?
In 2 years plus a placement here, so that'll be an extra 3 years.
Okay, good. So how are you finding it so far?
I'll be honest, I am struggling a little bit, like the whole aspect of coding. I'm trying to get my head around it, but we're still going.
So what's your end game?
Basically, I want to work a few years just for experience in an IT company. Then after that, I'd like to go back home to Nigeria and set up a business, mainly in the IT department, to help out kids, because I went to school over in Nigeria, and the way students were taught computing wasn't efficient at all. They didn't have the resources they needed. So I just want to change that a bit.
All right. Thank you very much. So we've heard from Jemima, Moji, and Prince. Okay. So that will form the basis of what I'm going to discuss today. Education on the one side, you know, you finish it. Maybe during your educational journey, you're working in different areas. Like if you're fortunate, you get some sort of job role that complements your educational journey. But if you're not so fortunate, then the options or the focus would be, well, I'm attending my education, I need money, so therefore any other job that I can pick up along the way will suit me perfectly. And then once you finish, you know, you've got this first class, you've got a great degree, and then reality knocks in. So I need to get a job. You then put your CV together and, you know, you're looking at it and say, oh, over the last 4 years, you know, depending on the degree that you've had, you'll say, oh, it doesn't fit well if I put ASDA there, or if I put, you know, some sort of care role there. It doesn't complement your educational qualification. Now, the key thing about it is, it's fine. Nobody would really judge you, but some people will. Now, what I've always advised students, especially those who come, because I'm based in Aberdeen, especially those who come into the University of Aberdeen here and Robert Gordon, or even those in college, I always say that when you're going through a particular journey, you need to focus on what your end game is. Now, if your end game is about getting a job, then that's fine. If it's not about getting a job, then anything goes. So I've been fortunate to advise and mentor some people. So what I'm going to talk about today is how you can basically get into the labor market quicker. So for example, someone studying law would want to, or someone studying computer science or engineering or administration would want to get into a professional setting at the end of it. But some people don't want to, how can I phrase it? Don't want to sacrifice the luxuries that are associated with the hard work. So here are a few tips from me. Trust me, these tips will work. If you're studying, okay, try and look for areas that may not be, you know, they may not pay you a salary, it might be internship, volunteering. Utilize that to build some sort of skill set that will complement your CV. Now, the reason why that is a good inroad is that it gets you into an environment where there may be opportunities for you in terms of the qualification that you hold. But if there are no opportunities within that environment, that experience will help you. It'll just be like a launch pad, help you to get something else as things go by. Don't always focus on the money, because the money will come, trust me. What you need to focus is what would complement your educational journey at this point in time. Now, a lot of schools, whether it's colleges, universities, they have a sort of collaborative unit with the business community. It's in all the schools. So utilize that to contact and build relationships with the local business community. Some business communities are very, very diverse, inclusive, and open. So if they have particular roles, they'll contact the universities or colleges in question and say, cascade this to your students and see if anyone's interested. Now, most of the time, some of these are internships, volunteering roles. And I know from my interaction with students, the first question they will say is that, if I do this for free, how am I going to pay my bills? Okay? So I said, all right, fair enough. Now, let's look at it this way. you get an opportunity during the day that can transform your life futuristically, aligning with your end game. And what are you thinking of? Trying to shift that aside? Okay, if you work in Asda, for example, or you work in Burger King or McDonald's, what opportunities or what will that role benefit you in the long run? In the short term, you're getting national minimum wage as the various minimum. You're getting various discounts. But then when you then take a look at the supervisor or the line manager within that organization who's not as qualified as you and who bosses you around, how does that make you feel? You then get sucked into that sort of environment and mindset. And before you spell Jack Robinson, that's your educational career gone, no opportunities, and you're stuck within that environment. I've been opportune to advise people who said, okay, so what do you think? I said, okay, let me use me as an example. I'm fortunate enough to have two companies. One is HR, one is a recruitment company, but it was not all smooth sailing. I've gone through the ranks, whether it's kitchen porter or whether it's working at Greg's or whatever it is. But that was the initial stages. And then I realized one key thing, that there are various opportunities I can do during the day that can basically wipe out the other odd jobs and focus on my end game. So how did I then, pay for my bills? Yeah, I became a door steward at night. A couple of hours from, 9 o'clock till 2 or 9 o'clock till 3. That's fine. So that basically helped me out. And then during the day, I then decided to sit down and focus on what internship and volunteering opportunities that I can do to complement my studies. So the first one came with the local charity. I decided to volunteer in the administration department. That went perfectly. I built up the experience there. I wasn't taking a penny. Built up the experience there, and then gradually worked alongside that. Now, because I knew that HR was my, how can I put it? That was my end game to work in various roles. What I then did was, knowing fully well that charities can't afford a full-time HR person, and that most of the time, if you've worked with a charity, you know that administration is one of those things that they just push to the back burner. So what I did was that I positioned myself. I said, look, you know what? This is what I'm doing, my course. I wouldn't mind replicating what I'm learning within this environment. And they were like, oh, we don't have money. I said, no, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm just doing it to build my experience. And that was what I was doing for the first 9 months, building it, supporting them, putting the right structures in place. And then at the end of the first year, I built up enough experience on my CV to then apply for a HR coordinator role at the University of Aberdeen. And I got the job. Now imagine this, that I didn't do that. This is a what if scenario. I then decided to focus on Burger King, McDonald's, various other places that would not complement what my end game was. Do you think they would have even called me for an interview? The answer is no. So at times you need to struggle and focus, because if you don't, education without experience may, and I use may in a relative term, may be a hindrance to anyone. But when you've got your education and experience complementing that, everything falls into place. Now, some people may say, well, you know, you were fortunate, that's HR, you know, you got an administrative role. I said, yes, true. But remember, internship and volunteering doesn't, and the course that you're doing doesn't restrict you. Take a look at every organization today, whether it's digital marketing, whether it's IT, whether it's business administration, whether it's coding, website development, whatever area you're in at the moment, just focus on one key thing. Which part of this educational journey that I'm in at the moment can I transform? It might be some part of it, it might not be all. Can I transform into something that can gain me experience in the real world? Once you identify what that is, because you know each individual is unique in their own way, you might see an individual that's able to, you know, do something just like that, but they don't have a platform to develop that, and not everyone wants to go into the business environment. Some people like the security of a workplace environment, which is totally fine. So whatever skill set you think you have, it can be in your church, it can be in a charity. I take a look at organizations. Organizations now are in a situation whereby due to the pandemic, it's impacted on a lot of businesses. You might see a situation whereby, oh, this organization has made a lot of people redundant. And, you know, they will still need people to support them. It might be a local plumber. It can be a local electrician. It can be a one-man band, somebody that you know that's already within the business environment, but they do not have the resources, financial resources, to take somebody on. Volunteer. I can do something for you twice a week, 2 days a week, 4 times in a month, 5 times a month. I can come in and just support your business within this particular area that I've got this expertise in. No business owner will say no. So it's all about flipping the mindset. What can you benefit on your educational journey now? What part of that educational journey can you take out to then develop experience in some shape or form? Now, some of us might be living alone, some of us might be living with parents, and the focus, like everybody else, is bills, bills, bills. Who sang that? Was it Destiny Child or something? Bills, bills, bills. Everybody's focused on bills. But by the time you focus on bills, you forget the bigger picture for yourself. So my journey then started from that experience to then progress and work in various HR organization roles before I then decided to take myself out of that corporate environment, because I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur and business owner. So the skills I generated over the years, I then decided to open up my own company. And, you know, when you work in an organization, you know, minimum of 40 hours a week, I decided to invest that time into growing my own business. Now, the reason why I deviated from that is I utilized experience I built up along the way to then get experience to work in various companies. And then at the end, I decided to have my own companies. And I'm proud to state, so, you know, HRL Plus is 3 plus, Peridot is 2. We've got a team of 4 staff that complement and work effectively for the overall objective, which is why it led me back to the question that I asked friends: what is your end game? Now, if your end game is to work within the corporate environment, you need to go a step further from identifying what your end game is to actually see how you can support that with the relevant experience. You know, we're in a community whereby everybody helps everyone. You're in a community, whether it's church, or whether it's your local community, where you can get mentors, people who are actually working, or those who have actually set up businesses. Either way, it supports you with experience on your own particular journey. It's not going to be easy, but that's fine. People will take advantage of you, so be it. But if you dedicate time and volunteer your services for the sole reason of gaining experience that will basically complement your educational qualification, to me, that's a win-win. I came in when the other speaker was on talking about business development, giving examples of individuals that started their own business, and he started his own at the age of 10. There are 2 types of individuals: those who are born entrepreneurs, and if you are one of them, whatever skills that you have at the moment that you can commercialize, and that will be a journey for you, 100%. But if you're someone who wants to be comfortable within a corporate environment because of the securities, then that is an option. And when you're taking a look at that option, you need to build your experience. And the organizers of this event, they've pulled the resources together to provide you with light bulb moments from the various speakers. The whole idea is how you utilize, I take it is 3 days. This was a 3-day program. So it's how you utilize the knowledge that you've gained over the course of this period to complement and secure your own individual end game. And with that, my 20 minutes is up. I like keeping to time. I know there's a question and answer session, and I will be here to answer any questions. And, if you, after this, want to get in touch, speak to the organizers. I don't mind them sharing the details. If we can help just one person succeed from this event, that is enough for everyone. Thank you very much.